Hi everyone, this is Patty Barr. I'm the director of ICATER at the University of Iowa College of Education. Today we're going to continue our iPad app webinars with one called iReadWrite. It's from Text Help. It hasn't been updated in a while, since September 2014, but it is still available in the iTunes website, iTunes store. It's $19.99, and it's basically a word prediction and reading program. So let's go ahead and get started with this. This is what it looks like when you first use it. So this over here is my iPad being mirrored. And we've got over here to the left, and then we can just start typing. So I can, when I tap on my document, I get a keyboard. I could have whatever keyboard I want up here, but this is just the standard one. So I thought I've got some word prediction up here, so got word prediction over here. So let's see how they work together. I was going to say Patty. It doesn't come up very often. There's Patty, and it gives me some feedback that that's what I want, and before I actually enter it, and then I can swipe it into a document. So, and I was going to put a period. I was going to say the. So let's see if there's a the over here. See the, yeah. So I'm going to start typing P. There's and I can tap on the. Double click, it goes in. I was going to say director. If I single tap, it should speak to me. If I double tap, it puts it in my document. Of the, I was going to say Iowa. There's Iowa. And I can either swipe to put it into my document, or I can double tap. Iowa center. And I'm just starting, there's center. For assistive. This probably won't come up. Never does. Technology. There's technology. There's education. Okay, so you can see how it, if I want it to read what I've just written, I can use this, actually this one to read, to play it. And let's see why we're not talking. Our volume is up. Our, let's see what that is. Mute is on. Mute is off. Let's see if it'll talk again. Okay. So it wasn't talking to me earlier. Let's just see. There's and. and. So it should be giving me that when I first touch it. And if I double tap, it goes into my document. And I was going to say research. There's research. And I tap it again and it goes into my document. So I can read to see whether or not it is I wanted is actually what I just wrote, which is pretty great. Some of the things I can do in here is I can change my font. So there's my font size, so you can see it getting bigger. You can change the suggestion size. And because we don't have suggestions up there right now, you can't really see it getting bigger. There are some suggestions. Let's see if we can see those getting bigger. And let's see what else. Font color and different font. So you've got Helvetica right now. We'll try Palatino, or here's Open Dyslexic, which is a font that was developed for people with learning disabilities. What other things with our fonts? And you can change the color. So you've got the whole range of colors that you can change, but I'm going to leave it at black. And then we can redo or undo things. So if I wanted to undo, I had gotten rid of the period. Redo or undo, undid research again. So I can go over and tap it and then put it in my document. These are just whether it's going to fast forward or I can pause. I can fast forward, play and fast forward. What I like about how this reads is that it highlights the sentence that it's reading, and then each word within that, which I think is really important for some folks. I'm just going to put a period in here. And let's try, there are some other ABCs. So if, say, giraffe, let's see if it comes up with anything having to do with giraffe. When I do my spell check, okay, you can see that it's giving me the is in blue, and that's because there's something that might be close to it. So it gives me the, over here it gives me the and the, in case I want to change that to the or the. When I come over to this one, again, it gives me the or the. When I click on of, it gives me of or off, in case I want to do those. And for, it's going to give me the for, and for. And when I go into continuing on, it's asking whether center is something that I really want, or did I want century, candy, center with an E, candy, century, and here's assistive, which is actually spelled wrong. Let's see if I can get the T in there. So we're going to, this is also where we could get the dictionary. So it gave me, it's not exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to come back to that one. And here's giraffe. And let's see if it comes up with anything. You see giraffe in there anywhere? So I could just keep going down and listening to these. I'm just going to keep going, assuming we could go through each one of these until giraffe. I wanted just to say giraffe. So I can change that to giraffe. It's assistive. I'm going to have to go back and try to get my cursor right where it belongs, the T, and I can fix my spelling that way. Some of the settings over here, I can change the background and how tall things are, spelling error codes, and sounds like color codes. And then voice, I've got Tom here, but I could change it to Jill or Samantha or Tom. So those are the three that come with it. And whether it's going to do continuous reading or not, whether I want to highlight the words as it goes, whether I want the screen to read, and the speech speed. So some people might be able to read this much faster. As you get used to listening to this kind of a voice, you might be able to listen much quicker. And then whether you want swipe to insert on or not, show selected definitions and check as I type, sounds like as I type, predict the next word, and then some other settings here. I'm just going through. So those are my settings. Over here is where I can upload my document if I want to either mail or to notes or to books or something else. I can copy everything or put it in print if I've got it access to a printer. Here's where I can change the name. Let's see, actually that was my folder. That's my folder, and then the next one over is actually the name of the document. Okay, I'm just going to put in Patty Test. Okay, and then over here with the lines it's getting rid of my predictions off to the side. I don't want those there, or I can bring them back. So whether I've got a split screen or not. So nice little app, $20. So it's a little more expensive than some that are on the market. And this one has not been updated again since September 2014. I didn't see it on the Text Help website anymore, but it is still available on the iTunes store. So hope you like this one. Just a couple other things. Don't need to be on Wi-Fi for this for to be working. You saw that it would do the definitions. Let's see if we can bring up that file again. Anyway, this is that we do each week. We've been a little off this last week. We've got a lot of stuff going on Wednesday, so this one on Monday. Look forward to seeing you again next week. And then we'll be building bridges on Wednesday. Hope you can join us. It's a conference at Grantwood AEA this year. It's been at ICATER here at the University of Iowa for a few years, and then it's back up Grantwood this year. So look forward to seeing you there, and look forward to seeing you at another one of our webinars. And take care. Thanks for listening.